Hi my loves, thanks for returning. As you know by the thumbnail, this video is going to be on Pat McGrath's new Subversive La Vie en Rouge palette, and this is it right here. This is pretty much her little mini palette or companion palette that goes with the larger Subversive palette. So during this review, I'm going to talk about this palette. I'm also going to talk about a few colors in the larger Subversive palette. I will have a demo and swatches. I'll have timestamps below if you want to skip right to the demo. As far as the swatches are concerned, I'll have timestamps below to the swatches as well, but I think I'm going to insert some swatches as I talk about the palette, so you'll have them there as well. So if you're interested in hearing the review on this palette, then just keep watching. Okay, so here she is. Spoiler alert, I love it. And I have to say that I was a little nervous because of some other thoughts that other YouTubers had in regards to this palette. When I did my previous video on one of her other palettes, I'll have the card up above, I reviewed the Bronze Ambition palette, and I said that I was going to actually go into the store and swatch this palette. Well, I was too lazy. I just went on and ordered it. Fingers crossed. So when I got it in the mail, I was pleasantly surprised. Even though some of the shades that were problematic to some, I found them to work pretty good for me. And it also just shows that it's a prime example of if a color does not swatch well, it doesn't mean that it will apply horribly either. So I didn't have any problems with any of the shades. I'm gonna go ahead and talk about it. This palette retails for $55. You can get it on the Sephora website. You can get it on the Pat McGrath website. I ordered mine off of the Sephora website only because I get the fast shipping on it, the 2-day shipping. The only drawback to ordering from Sephora is a lot of the times your stuff may arrive in shambles, a bent box, stuff broken, but I was blessed enough to have this come intact. So this is the actual palette here. It is not like the larger palette where you get the lacquer box right here. This is actually the palette, and when you open it up, you get a mirror that's right here, and here are the shades. Now this little face part right does have that lacquer type of black covering or top on it, and then you have the colors, and when you close it, it does have a magnetic lapse right here, and it has a little thing right here where you can actually secure it. She does have the name of the palette actually on it right here. She has the ingredients and shelf life and all that good information on the back, and she does have her little raised logo, which I think is very, very nice. Overall, I think it's a pretty palette. Let me open it back up again. Now the colors that I was really concerned about is this color right here. Oh, I forgot to tell you that for the names of the palette, you do get a little insert, whereas in the larger palette, you get an insert as well, but it's just made out of like a card stock with the names on it. So the color that I was most nervous about was Rose Risque, and it is a satin type of color. So I'm gonna go over what it says about the colors in the palette. You get the colors Euphoria, which is a pink plum frost. I think that is a really pretty color. You also get Paranormal, which is a deep plum suede. You get Purple Rain, which is a vivid purple sheen. You get Gold Nectar, which is a peachy gold metallic. You get Rose Risque, which is a ultra pink satin. And the last shade is Pale Fire, which is a peachy pink duochrome. So it also says on the Sephora website that this is a lavish collection of shades, features extremely blendability and adherence for pure color intensity, and I totally agree with that. It also says the creamy soft shadows ignite metallic pearlized pigments and amplify color. Experience an emollient-like texture and sensorial feel that glides on with one stroke. Fully pigmented, opaque color saturation, and a polished, bright, multi-dimensional finish. And I would totally agree with that. These shades really are all pigmented, and I would say the most pigmented is the purple, these three colors right here. And as far as this pink, just pretty much a satin. And when you think of satin, to me, that's pretty much a cross between matte and metallic, but it leans more matte. But for me, I believe that this leans more of a matte. I put this color on first in my crease and I smoked it out very high, as you can see. And then I went in with this purple right here. And it did take a little bit of blending up, but that's pretty much like any matte shadow that you have. You don't, in my opinion, I don't really like working with matte colors that are just so pigmented, because as soon as you put your brush down, you've almost reached the point of no return, because you can't really, they're hard to blend out. But if you have some that build up nicely and blend in well together, it's just, for me, it's just a real treat to work with. So I put these two colors in my crease. I put this gold color in my outer V, in my inner V, and I put this pink shade in my inner tear duct. I put this one on my lower lash line, and I put this color right here, kind of like in the middle. So with that being said, I also accompanied this palette as well. And again, I just like to call them companion palettes because it works so well together. I added this shade right here as on top of everything, mostly on top of the purple. But for this palette, as you see right here, this color, this one, this one, this one, this one, and this one, these are pretty much toppers to me. They are very sheer. Well, not very sheer, but they are sheer enough, but they're really pretty, very sparkly, very, you know, it's just a treat to look at. I should have a swatch somewhere. Hopefully I do. But anyway, I did use this one on top of everything, and that was just kind of to add a little bit more drama to the look. And I did use the black a little bit in my outer V just to smoke it out. So just so you can get an idea of what they look like side by side. So this is what the two palettes look like side by side. She has lots of purples, pinks, blues, and what does she do? She comes over and puts some mattes in here and some more pinks and purples and a really extravagant gold. And I think they just really play well together. They work really well together, and I think they're just pretty palettes overall. Now, I have to be honest, if the pink color, the Rose Risque, I think it is, if this one was a total bust and this purple, this little baby would have been going back to the store. But she'll have a home next to everything else. I do think $55 is still steep for 6 shades, but in my opinion, I think it is worth it. However, you'll just have to see for yourself. I was talking to one of my friends, Camille. You all know her as Colorful Camille. Hey girl. And we were just pretty much talking about, you know, everybody has a different opinion, you know, so what she might like, I might not like, and vice versa. So just go in there and swatch it and see if you like it. And if you do, pick it up. So anyway, I'm gonna go ahead and cut out. I will have some more swatches and I'll have the demo if you want to check that out. And thanks for visiting, and until my next video, smooches.